you had interviewed Carlos Arellano. So Carlos Arellano is he's a very brave whistleblower that came forward to expose these the child trafficking that's going on. He also speaks Spanish, so he's actually been reading the Mexican news, the local newspapers in Mexico. They're the ones who have been reporting on this and warning us because the cities in Mexico, the citizens there are getting very upset because the migrants are basically overflowing their cities. There's reports coming in that when these migrants are actually riding the train of death to America and they make it to a certain point in Mexico, they're waiting in Mexico to get a message from CBP on the app telling them to come. So these towns in Mexico where all these trains are riding, I mean, it's overwhelming. And then you see the train bridge above me, right? The train just goes,
Right.
it literally like every 30 minutes, like it must only go a couple miles into Mexico, stop, and then go back into the United States. And it just goes back and forth, back and forth.
Filled with migrants.
No, you can't see the migrants. So they're getting off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? They're probably on the back cars. We can't see
Right.
it on our side. They get off and then they come and they walk right across there in Eagle Pass.
It's unbelievable. So when I say 4 million illegal immigrants, the footage that you're seeing here on your screen that you've been capturing, drone footage at Eagle Pass and on a regular basis, the thousands that are coming across, when do you think the bulk of the 4 million are set to arrive in the United States? Are we seeing it now, or is it going to be months, or is it later in 2024?
I think we're already seeing it, Clayton. They are obviously already showing up at our shores. That's why we actually went down to Texas. We went down there on November 18th, so about a week, 2 weeks ago now. That's where all this drone footage is from. That's why we went down there, because we heard from Carlos that this was coming and that it would be arriving sometime in the beginning of November. So around November 1st, and roughly over like a 90-day period, based off of the intel that we got from one of our buddies, muckrakers, who actually got dropped off over in Colombia and made the trip with the migrants all the way through Panama, all the way through the Darien Gap, rode the train of death up to America. And it took them, I want to say, about 6 weeks to make it here. So you figure that the farthest point of that caravan, maybe 90 days, roughly, there's that many coming here.